What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Smash Bros. Upgraded tournament. Not to be confused with the Everyone is Here tournament. Two separate tournaments. But, yeah, we're back. Got the new matchup, new results to go over. So, give you the little spiel here real quick. You know, if you're new, what is this? Well, it's a tournament that we put together of quite a few characters. I believe 48 characters. But we put them into a tournament, and then I upload one of these matches from the tournament, how the matches work out. I'll talk about the two characters, you know, go over some facts, maybe a mini moveset pool, maybe a little story, if I have anything, whatever it might be. And then, well, we vote between one of the two characters. But voting is a part of the rules, and there's a few rules you do need to follow. Don't worry, they're pretty simple, so let me just put them up on screen so we can run through them real quick. Alright, rule number one for this tournament, you have to be open-minded, because this tournament deals with all characters that have the potential to be upgraded. So, assist, trophy, spirits, Pokeball, Pokemon, Mii, costumes, background characters, stuff like that. Those are the only characters that are in this sort of tournament. So, that's why you gotta be a little open-minded. But, yeah, other than that, the other rules, you only get one vote per person, alright? We keep it fair that way. Keep it fair. But how do you vote? Simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character that you were voting for. If you do happen to like both characters in the matchup, you can vote for both. That is fine. Just simply type the word both. That's how you do that. Then how does this tournament work out? Well, it's a double elimination tournament, meaning a character will have to lose 2 times overall before being officially eliminated. Then once we get to the results to determine a winner and loser of each individual match, if there happens to be a tie in the votes, we're just going to flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week. So you have 7 days to get your vote in from when an episode first gets uploaded. Those are the rules. Let's go to the rest of the video. Alright, so we got to go over the results from last week. So last week's matchup was actually, this one was a lot closer than I imagined. So the matchup last week was Dixie Kong, who was taking on Black Knight from Fire Emblem, you know, that big baddie. 3 votes ended up separating the winner and loser from this one. Who ended up winning? Dixie Kong won. I have no issue with that, even though I voted Black Knight. But here's an interesting story. Here's how the voting pretty much played out. So Dixie Kong won, 33 votes to just 30. So Dixie Kong moves on into the winner's bracket. Black Knight drops to the loser bracket. He's still in the tournament. He just drops down. So here's a lot of people, even some people that were voting Dixie Kong were saying they would be okay with yet another Fire Emblem rep because he's different. Black Knight would be different than another Marth clone. And that's what's cool. I think as long as you can make a character, even if it's from a franchise that's already overrepresented or it has enough representation, even if you can make them different enough, you know, much different than what the bulk of their roster already does, if you can make them different, I think people are at least open to that idea. Plus, he was a villain. There's quite a few people that said they like the villain or the rival with Ike, you know, so that's kind of cool to see. So, but anyway, though, congrats to Dixie Kong. She did win this one. So she moves on. Her next matchup will be against Lloyd Irving. Good luck to both of them, but that's not the matchup today. That'll be in a couple weeks. Today's matchup, however, should be a very fun one because we have Min Min from the ARMS franchise. So, look, Min Min is supposedly the most popular ARMS character. So we'll see what you guys feel about Min Min. I'm sure some people will say, sure, I'm okay with ARMS, but Min Min might not be your most wanted, or, you know, and then whoever it is. I don't get. Tell me. That's fine. But we got Min Min, and she's taking on a character that I'm very fond of, a character that I really want to see. Somebody I hardly talk about because he, well, just never comes up, but Samurai Goroh from the F-Zero series. So, okay. Yeah, let's see how this one plays out. So, I think Min Min definitely is on so many people's minds for obvious reasons, right? ARMS, we know for a fact, is getting the first fighter in Fighter Pass 2. We know that for a fact. We just don't know who. Could it be Springman? Could it be Ribbon Girl? Could it be Min Min, Twintel, Ninjara, Max Brass? Others, and others. There's like, what, 15 potential candidates. Dr. Coil, Bite and Bark, Mastermind. I'm not going to name all of them, even though I named the majority of them. But ARMS is getting a rep. So Min Min, if I'm not mistaken, she was the one that ended up winning like a fan contest. I believe it was last summer. I believe it was Min Min. She ended up winning, and it was kind of a way to determine the most popular ARMS character. So maybe that has something, maybe that's something said going forward. So winning this popularity contest, maybe Nintendo. And what's funny about it, because since it was last year, I'm almost positive. What if, you know, that was potentially, that could have been around the time Nintendo was deciding to do more DLC, right, for Smash Bros. So they went and seen it, and seen ARMS did this huge tournament poll thing, and Min Min came out, and they're like, okay, what if we do something with ARMS and Smash Bros, right? So it could work. She could work. She is a spirit, so she would technically be upgraded, which is why she's in this tournament. But could she work? Yeah. And that's the fun thing about the moveset, right? Or maybe, depending on how you look at their moveset, could be very just one-dimensional punches, right? Okay, I get that. I get that. But I did play ARMS. I bought it when it first came out, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. And the moveset-wise, obviously, the extendable arms, the punches. That is going to be in there. Long-range punches, short-range punches, maybe doing like a 360 twirl in the air with your arms extended, maybe like a little T-pose or something like that, and just like a little tornado. Oh, there you go. Down special for whatever reason. I don't know. This is just me trying to brainstorm a little bit here. So just on the ground, and you just kind of like spin around a little bit, and you just has pretty good range. You know, you got the extendable arms. So, yeah, we might have another Little Mac type of character. Little Mac just punches, right? Odds are, ARM character, they're gonna punch, right? It's gonna happen. So, but the cool thing about the ARMS, the characters, they each have like their like equipable like gloves, weapons, or something like that. So they got like I'm not gonna remember all the official names, but there's like a kablammer. Basically, it's like it's shaped as a hammer, and each of these different attachable arms has a different property, a different sort of, I don't know, different touch to it. So it does something slightly different, which could really end up making the characters that much more different, right? Instead of just, oh, extendable punch. No. Now you got like something that could explode. You got something that, I don't know, just all these things that would do different, just have different, I guess, elements. Not like elemental type, but just different punches. So that's what I'm getting. It's more than just a straight right hook to the face. So you got more than that. And plus, Final Smash, there's an item in the game, or a mode, I should say, right? It's a mode. It's been a long time since I played ARMS, but it's called Headlock Scramble, I believe. So basically, it's this mask, and you put it on, and then you don a bunch of, I think you get a couple extra arms, and then you just rapid punch. Very simple for Final Smash. You don't need a cinematic cutscene or nothing like that. It's just you put it on, and then just one area of whatever wherever you connect the attack to activate your Final Smash. Just a bunch of rapid jabs, boom, quick, done, over, right to the point, like how Final Smashers is supposed to be. So she's very interesting. She definitely is. Again, popular, yes. ARMS, I mean, as a franchise for ARMS, for a brand new IP, it sold over 2 million copies. That's good. That's good. Now you could argue, all right, the community died out very early. You could argue to the point. I mean, I still knew people that were playing ARMS a year after it came out. I still had a couple friends on my playlist, or my friends list, that you know, you log in and, oh, so and so pops up and, oh, they're playing ARMS. Like, oh, cool, good for you. Look, ARMS was fun, but they definitely could have done a lot more with the game. I'll put it that way. It was fun. They could have just had a lot more in it. So, a new franchise being you know, having the Nintendo Switch being repped with a playable fighter now, that's also a cool little fact. But yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. ARMS is going to be very interesting. Do they end up going somehow with 8 different characters? You know, 8 different alternates? It would be really weird. I mean, you could probably do like Springman and Ribbon Girl and Ninjara. Maybe you could kind of do that, but I kind of think it's going to be one character. Maybe 2. Maybe like a 4 and 4 type of deal. But I'm not sure. I think it's just going to be one main ARMS character. We'll end up seeing. We'll see how it goes. Personal preference, Max Brass. That's where I'm going with that one. That's who I'd want to see. Or Ninjara, and then Springman. Those are my top 3. That's who I'd want to see. When I played ARMS, the first character I played as was Springman, but then like very quickly I gravitated right to Ninjara. I liked the look, I liked the character, and I was like, this dude's fun. So Max Brass or Ninjara would probably be my top 2, and then Springman's up there just because I don't know. I find him okay. He's not like the most. He's not my most. Whatever. How about we move on from ARMS because Samurai Goroh is up right now. F-Zero. How about that franchise? When's the last time somebody played a game from the F-Zero franchise? Exactly. You don't know what it is, do you? So, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. So, Samurai Goroh is basically a rival, so another sort of bad guy, which I love. I want to see a villain. I want to see a villain, something like that. I want to see that in Smash Bros. For DLC. Just one. I will gladly take Goroh. So, Goroh, what does he do? If he knows this is trophy, yes, he pulls out his katana and he starts swiping. Okay, what else is he going to do? Oh no, I've seen so many people just come up with the most basic, most bland moveset, and it's just sword swipe, overhead sword, backward sword jet. Like, that's all you can come up with? Look, I'm sure it's going to be in the moveset somewhere if for whatever reason Goroh happened to be a playable character. Yes, the sword's going to be involved. But let's do something different. Let's try to think outside of the sword. Let's sheath the sword and do something different. One thing that I've always liked about the possibility, just the idea. So in F-Zero, when you're racing around tracks, they got these little like V's, like this little speed pad, okay? And I thought, would that be kind of neat for a character to? So as an example, Samurai Goroh would end up taking a speed pad for a down special, we'll say, ends up throwing down a speed pad, and it just falls right under his feet. It's not no other characters would be able to use it. Just him. He like basically throws it down at his feet, and for maybe a set time, he becomes faster. All right, and maybe his attacks, obviously, most likely would have to come out a little bit quicker. So, making him a little bit faster, so he'd be kind of a big character, but throw down that speed pad, and that's where his game is really going to try to just get different. I'm all for that. I think that'd be a fun style. You're like, all right, so you got this big character. Oh, now he's going to be even quicker. All right, now I've got to be on my toes just a little bit more, right? So the speed pad, I've always thought that'd be a really cool way to, just rep the F-Zero series as well. So pretty cool, pretty fun. I'm trying to think, when I'm thinking of other things besides sword attacks, other things that come to mind are just, physical, maybe he'll have a typical dash attack where it's just a running shoulder tackle. I've thought about things like, I've really tried to get different with it, so I was thinking maybe like a side special, for example. Maybe it's like I don't know, how do I describe this? It's like a lunging cross chop. Cross chop, stole that from Pokemon. But what about like a lunging cross, just whoop him, just hits him, and maybe there's a little bit of a stun effect. You get hit right there, yeah, whatever. But, other big kicks, big punches, something like that. Maybe, I don't know, rolling somersaults or something like that, just physical, hand-to-hand, that kind of moveset, as well as the sword's probably going to be used, let's face it. But Final Smash would be pretty fun. Definitely would be similar, I'd have to say, to Captain Falcon's little cinematic scene. So Goro's henchmen, or his it's not actual henchmen. It's like people that do his dirty work, right? His whatever, we'll call them henchmen. So basically, they come and maybe they grab you, and then Goroh jumps in his fire stingray and just races across and boom, knocks you off the track, whatever it is. So similar to Captain Falcon's, I know. Way to separate themselves, right? Way to make them seem different, but he's from F-Zero. That's a racing game. If you don't have the racer in there, you're not doing the character totally correct. So, look, I love Goroh. He was on my top 50 most wanted characters a couple weeks ago. I believe he was somewhere around the 15-ish, 14 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but he was definitely in the top half, top 20 for sure. ARMS was somewhere in like the low 30s for me, and again, I've already said, if ARMS gets a rep, I prefer Max Brass, Ninjara, or Springman. Those would be my top 3. Min's not up there. It's not she's just a character I don't look at and go, I don't see the appeal. I don't get it. No thanks. So I might be in the minority in this one, but that's okay. That's why we're here to vote. I'm voting Samurai Goroh. Let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Min, Goroh, or both. All good options. Anyway, that is it for this one. So sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow's matchup. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, Arms. Arms is back again tomorrow. Twintel. She's back. Well, she's not back. Arms is back with Twintel. So if you didn't like Min, maybe Twintel's your fighter of choice from Arms. Get a chance for to vote for her tomorrow. But her opponent, though, is King Boo from the Mario universe. Luigi's Mansion games? Nah, he's a Mario character. But that's the matchup tomorrow. And then the results for tomorrow are going to be from... Ooh, I can't wait for this one. The results are going to be from Shovel Knight, who's taking on Bandana D. Anyway, that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.